evening. Here is top news newsletter, starting with the headlines. President al-Assad visits soldiers in Jobar on New Year's Eve. Syrian army kills scores of terrorists across the country. Iran's plans for the freedom of Sheikh Ali Salman. With the beginning of the new year, President Bashar al-Assad visited army and popular defense forces at the fire line of Jobar, Damascus countryside. President al-Assad toured a number of posts and military units which face armed terrorist group, healing and appreciating forces' victories and sacrifice to keep the people of Damascus and its surroundings as well as their properties protected and safe. On the New Year, families meet together, but you wanted to be here to protect your people and country. Leave your family behind. President al-Assad addressed the soldier affirmed that receiving a new year is everybody's hope, but the bigger hope is the victory of our armed forces and all those who fought alongside with them in our battle against terrorism. Greeting families, soldiers, and of the Syrian army and popular defense forces, the president wished quick recovery for injured one, affirming the sacrifice of martyrs, injured soldiers, and the determination of their families were the most important paths for Syria's steadfastness. The president also held soldiers on the fire lines in Jobar and all those who carried army for defending the homeland and in all hotspots of Syria, where terrorists attacked their people, and addressed soldiers by saying, "We do impress you as a society and people, but we derive our moral from you and your high moral." For their part, the soldiers affirmed that they will keep defending Syria, preserving its ground and pride till defeating terrorism and restoring safety and security to all homeland. God bless and protect our army. Units of the army and the armed forces killed and injured scores of terrorists in several areas across the country and destroyed their hideout and weaponry. In Damascus countryside, the army destroyed a den for terrorists and a number of their vehicles in Al-Qalamon mountains. In Al-Raqqa, the army destroyed a den for terrorists from the Islamic State in Iraq and Syria, the so-called ISIS organization, in Al-Raqqa, killing all of them. In Homs, units of the army and armed forces in cooperation with popular defense ground groups killed and injured a number of terrorists around the Al-Andalus hospital in Al-War neighborhood. The units of the army and the armed forces killed scores of terrorists in Taldaw village in Al-Hula and foiled terrorists' attempt to infiltrate from the direction of Rajm al-Qasr village. In Hama, the army smashed dens of terrorists and destroyed their vehicles in the town of Al-Khirbat, Lat Amna, and Kifr Zita. But in Latakia, the army destroyed dens of terrorists and warehouses of weapons in the village of Khan al-Joz, Shihan Valley, and other area there. In Idlib, the army killed a number of terrorists and injured many of them in Bishlamun, Ma'arat al-Nu'man, and Al-Shwayha. In Daraa, units of the army and its armed forces killed a number of terrorists in Daraa al-Balad and Al-Sura and Al-Ihraq villages. Meanwhile, the army killed a number of terrorists and destroyed their vehicles in Kifr al-Alma and Al-Jasim in Daraa countryside. Iranian Foreign Minister Mohammad Zarif called for the immediate freedom of prominent Bahraini opposition leader Sheikh Ali Salman, held by the ruling regime. Coercive attitude toward the respected leader who haven't deviated from peaceful approach to pursue public demands despite the tough political and security conditions in recent years will complicate the situation and increase the threats, as Zarif said. Sheikh Salman's lawyer has asserted that his clients in charge with provoking hatred for the ruling regime and attending illegal demonstrations. Following the massive anti-regime protests held on Friday, Bahrain's Interior Ministry had ordered Salman to appear before police investigators on Sunday without providing an explanation as to why the summons was issued. Bahrain opposition leader Sheikh Ali Salman, who was remanded in custody on December 2023 on charges including seeking regime change, promoting his group to decry tyrannical rule in the region. Globally, in Spain, 800 migrants storm an African border fence. Spain has said 800 of African migrants have tried to storm the border fences separating the country's North African enclave from Morocco. It was the second such attempt in 2 days, as AP reported. Police repelled most, but 54 migrants managed to make it across Wednesday, according to the Interior Ministry. The migrants were shown on Spanish television celebrating the feat, while 2 police officers were treated for unspecified injured. Each year, thousands of African migrants living illegally in Morocco trying to enter the Spanish enclave of Melilla and Ceuta. That's all for today. Thanks for joining us. I'm Inas Ahmed. Good night.